Good morning, my little puppy dog. Are you choosing to sit in the sunshine on the inside of the house despite having the doors open to enjoy the garden? I also feel like all of his toys everywhere are just prep and training for the day that I do decide that I am no longer scared to have children. Just wanted to say, I can't believe how many of you reached out to me privately about my video of where I did my assumptions about me. That's just so touching for me, and it really does mean so much. I definitely find being vulnerable on the internet less frightening nowadays because I'm far more content with my own feelings and accepting of them, and it doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong, it's just what I feel. And so I'm really happy that I was able to share that video with you and that it resonated with so many of you as well. I love those kinds of videos. Like I said, I love watching someone just with strength and decorum. And sometimes, I know I said it in the video, I was like, with grace, but even if it's not with grace, like if something makes you angry or hurts you and you feel the need to vocalize that, just seeing a woman own her emotions and be herself and navigate things so wonderfully, I just find so inspiring. And so I just really loved making that video, and I loved just hearing from you guys personally, from the emails to the direct messages. It really was quite something. You might be looking at me, I don't know, okay, moving swiftly on, you might be looking at me thinking, Lydia, you look great. You might be looking at me thinking, Lydia, you look terrible. I think I look great. And I had this situation a few weeks ago where when we were able to open up and go to like have our hair done and things like that, I made an appointment with the guy that does my aesthetics. And basically I was going for just the usual treatments that I have, just top-ups of this, touches of that. And when we were there, I found out that he did this new treatment that I'd heard loads about. And I'd actually heard Nicola from Pixie Woo talk about it on her stories. And she was like, basically, I don't have Botox anymore. And I was just intrigued ever since, because it's basically injecting hyaluronic acid into the skin. And obviously hyaluronic acid is, I think it's a naturally occurring substance. I might be wrong in that. And it's obviously in all of your favorite beauty products. It's great for hydration and great for kind of like plumpness and stuff like that. And instantly I was like, oh my gosh, Dr. Ayad, we have to do this. And I had my first treatment there and then. So you have two treatments, one to begin with and then one a few weeks later. And I had my treatment and they were like, you're probably not gonna see any results, but you will after the second one. And then a few days later, after it had gone down, I went onto stories and I did some stories, I think it's from my home account, and it was like front facing, talking, and I had so many messages of people being like, what have you had done? You're glowing. Well, there was some that was like, what have you had done? And there was some that was like, oh my gosh, you are absolutely glowing. And there were some people that were like, Botox face and filler face and things like that. And I was like, wow, I've never had this before. Is this really that noticeable? I definitely felt like I noticed a plumpness to my skin, even though they told me that I wouldn't. So anyway, on Friday last week, I went for my second appointment and I decided to take you guys with me. I also took my stepmom with me, and Dr. Ayad gave me basically like the lowdown of the treatment. So I'm just gonna pop in some footage now of us going down there. I took my stepmom, it was like my treat. She's basically been wanting to like just have a few treatments. I think that everyone's kind of coming out of lockdown at the moment, especially I felt like I'd been in a tumble dryer. That was what I kept saying to people. I was like, I feel like I've been in a tumble dryer for the last few months and I just need like something to just give me like that pep back. And this was definitely something that I'd been considering for ages. And then when I told my stepmom, she was like, I really want to come with you. So anyway, it consists of 5 injections on either side of the face, and you're a little bit lumpy for about 24 to 48 hours. But anyway, here's the footage of my stepmom getting her treatment, and I've got a little bit of after footage of me when you can see like the lumps on my face and stuff. We are heading to Bicester because I'm going to be trying the Profilo treatment, and we're going to drive over there. I'm going to have something to eat before though and take a painkiller, I think. So we have arrived to Vista Clinic. I am just about to have my Profilo treatment, which I'm really excited about. I've seen so much about this online. It's basically hyaluronic acid injected into your skin. So it's a real kind of like glow giver, but also just a slight bit of plumping. So I've heard amazing things, and so much so that my stepmom is actually gonna have it as well. We're about to take her before and after picture and she's already in the hot seat. So I hope you'll give my stepmom a nice warm welcome to the vlogs. She's also representing, wearing my Karen Millen times Lydia Millen shirt, looking lovely. So she's up and ready for her before photo. So she's gonna have some Profilo, and then she's also gonna have Morpheus 8. Can she have those two together?
Not together.
No.
Not at the same time.
So when will Morpheus 8 happen? That will have to be something that happens later.
Anytime.
Okay.
After a few days.
Okay.
I just want this to settle.
Absolutely, yeah.
Morpheus can just burn this away.
Right, got you.
So maybe after a week or so, we can just...
So we've kind of come up with like a 6-month plan.
6 months.
Yeah, 6-month plan for my stepmom, because she basically just wants to look a little bit more refreshed. Obviously, I think you look refreshed anyway.
This is injected just into small spots across the face, okay? And hyaluronic acid, of course, is this wonderful hydrator of the skin. There's internal moisture.
Oh, that was not me farting. That was my boot. Sorry.
You have to do it again straight away.
I'm so sorry. That really killed the moment then, because you were being so professional. I'm so sorry. Continue. So, what is the difference between Profilo and like filler, basically?
Okay, so that's a really good question. They're often confused because they're both made of hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is this natural sugar that's found in the skin and provides a lot of the hydration and plumpness to the skin. Your body makes it and it breaks it down naturally. But over time, and when you get beyond a certain age, you break down more than you can make. So you start to become a little bit dehydrated internally. You start to lose some of that moisture and that nice plumpness in the skin. So this is hyaluronic acid, but it's not there to volumize. This isn't a filler.
Yeah.
It's not going to produce volume. It's not, it's not the same as lip filler or jawline, cheek, etc., etc.
Yeah.
This is a different category of treatment. This is a moisturizer for the skin, but it's injected.
Right.
And it's a huge dose of hyaluronic acid, a huge dose. And so that's why you need to have it done in 2 sessions.
2 sessions.
Once you've had it done, that's you covered for the next 3, 4, 6 months. And you will notice what wonderful hydration glow to your skin that you just probably haven't seen since your 20s.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely treatment.
Huh, very good. You always explain things so well.
Sounds like I've done it before.
I know.
Sell this for a living.
You've definitely done this before. So I'm just back from having my Profilo treatment, and I just thought I would show you what to expect. So the hyaluronic acid is obviously injected under the skin, so you'll have this slight sort of like swollen lumps as the hyaluronic acid disperses. I'll show you it in the morning as well when it's slightly gone down, but I just wanted to show you what to expect. So I'm now, what day is it? Wednesday. I'm now like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days post Profilo, and I'm feeling like I'm starting to see like the real effects and the glow and the plumpness, and I am completely hooked on this. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love really kind of like taking care of my skin at the moment so that I don't have to wear as much makeup and I don't feel so like tired looking. So I'm really happy with it. My kind of lockdown glow up basically, and I wanted to tell you about it. Obviously it is injections in the face, so it is something to really seriously consider. Speak to your doctor if you're worried. Obviously if you're well versed in these things, but do your research to begin with. I did loads of research into this, and I just really love the effects that it's had on my skin and the plumpness. One of the things I've noticed, I never really take pictures from this side of my face, but since having Profilo, I don't mind that side of my face as much. It's just kind of like plumped it out a little bit. and I feel very glowy. So I wanted to just, you know, let you know, because I felt like I've always said that if you guys notice anything different about me, I've definitely got to like tell you about it. And this was just one of those treatments that I haven't heard so many people speak about online, and I'd heard some great things about it like on the DL, and so I wanted to go and have it done. So I popped down to the Bicester clinic. That's where I go and see Sarah and Dr. Ayad there. So that's what, if you were wondering what I'd had done, because I think it makes a wonderful difference to the way my skin feels and the way that makeup sits on my skin, and also just like the general like condition. I'm gonna actually find out from my stepmom as well how she's feeling post-treatment and see how she's getting on, because she was like, oh, I'm so excited. She couldn't believe it. She felt like a kid in a candy store. So I actually have the house to myself. There is nobody here, which is absolutely dreamy. Ali is out shooting. He is, I think, preparing to make some focaccia down here. So that's what he's got on the table. Porter has his bully stick, and Lumi has just popped out for a walk, I'm guessing. I have just devoured the most epic 11's snack of pomegranate. Oh, it reminds me of being a kid so much. My stepmom would always have pomegranate in the fridge, and we would just like literally like eat it from the fruit. It was just, oh. And also, it is now Porter's lunchtime, and it must have been about Tuesday. Porter has decided that he doesn't want to eat his food anymore unless it's got cheese on top. So that's where we're at with Porter, and the fact that he's actually potentially my actual child, because there is nothing that I will not have cheese on, basically. But yeah, I don't know what's happened with it. He's out of nowhere just like, Mum, if it's not got cheese on it, I'm not having it, basically. So lunchtime for Porter now consists of his beloved butternut box, which he does love, with a topping of Cathedral City gently grated onto the top. He's a bougie. I'm going to try and give it to you without the cheese, because little sausages have to be very, very careful with their waistline, because you have short little legs and a long little back, and gravity, if you get a little bit overweight, will not be your friend. So we've got to be careful. Come on, my love. Come on. Okay, he's eating it without the cheese, so I'm guessing that very short-lived phase of his life is over, because we cannot continue with the cheese. One of the things I'm eagerly awaiting the arrival of today is our new puppy gates. I put in a bespoke order with the Little Ladder Company. I saw that they did like a bespoke thing with Sophie Patterson, and they did like a little step. And so I was like, guys, one thing I really want, and I always get so many questions about my puppy gates, but I want beautiful puppy gates, and so that they match the interior and they just look nice, because we're always going to use them. Because if Porter can't go anywhere, like we're soon going to be getting ready to let him like loose on the house, but we'll probably move the puppy gates to the areas that have carpet, so our bedroom and the lounge, for example. And so we're still going to be using them around, but what the main reason that we keep him in the kitchen is A, for puppy training, and B, for his own safety, because we tried to let him out in the house and he nearly killed himself on multiple occasions by chewing things, cables, getting stuck places. So the whole training method around this is actually from my puppy trainer and also from a book. However, they don't usually have the full run of the kitchen like this, but we felt really happy with him having the kitchen. And he's happy as Larry. He gets to run out into the garden whenever he wants. He's got the world as his oyster. But the puppy gates for us are really important, and so we find them really useful, especially with sausages. It's not probably easier for other dogs because other dogs are much taller and can jump much higher. This little guy cannot jump very high at all.
Was that nice? Yes, you're licking your lips with your bully stick. Do you want to go outside? Go on then. Off you go. Good boy. Go have a run around.
Yeah, and you're gonna come back inside. This is what he does every day. He's like, that was nice, mummy. Let's go back inside.
Look at that tail.
That's nice, mummy. Let's go back to bed. We are currently in the kitchen and we are measuring up for our bespoke butcher's block, which is very, very exciting. We are actually going to take the plunge and hopefully get that ordered today, because apparently we've sold out of all of the ones from Burgess Reclamation Yard. Lots of you have been enjoying it a lot. This one did not bark. Oh my goodness, here, come have a treat. What are you doing not barking? You're such a good boy. I did not know what to do then. I thought Porter's gonna go mad and I'm gonna be able to talk about the fact that he's our guard dog, but we're also looking like complete and utter nutters every time someone rings our doorbell, because Porter barks and we keep saying, thank you, Porter, because we're learning this new training method. And so we just keep saying thank you to our dog. But he didn't bark. So that was 2 treats for you, because that was amazing. You did amazing. A genius. He's a genius. Ali has got the focaccia in the oven. I've just taken some very exciting deliveries. First of all, from Cordially. Oh my goodness, I have been so excited for this to arrive. Babe, give this a whirl. You'll love this. Pop that down. Oh, that looks good. Doesn't go in for very long, does it? 20 minutes. All right. Give this a go.
What is it?
The best thing ever.
Oh yeah, nice.
How nice is that?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's in a big can, so we could do our whole bodies if we wanted to. Do you remember that's what we used to do when it got really hot in the house? When we'd have like the heat waves. Now we've got the aircon. We won't need to do this on our bodies, so I can just use it on my face. I know, I'm so excited. But I actually ordered 3 of these because I am officially obsessed. It says plus 127% hydration. Love. I also love the new branding of Cordially at the moment. Really nice. This I'm also incredibly excited about. This is the Vino Perfect Glycolic Essence, which is to illuminate and even. I am going to use that tonight. It's got glycolic acid, white peony and grape water. There's lots of other lovely bits in here. This is obviously the Cordially Beauty Elixir, which is an icon in itself. So we've got 2 of those in there, a little mini and the original. What else do we have in here? We also have this, which looked incredibly bougie. This is the Precious Oil for deep wrinkles, dark spots, firmness, comfort and radiance. I loved the sound of this. I also opted for some body cream and an instant brightening moisturizer, which I'm already using, so I wanted to have a bit of a top up. And then we've got the new range, which is the Great Water Gel Moisturizer and the Thirst Quenching Serum and the Overnight Recovery Oil, which I will obviously be using, but this right now is probably my absolute favourite. I've also just had a very, very large garden delivery, so I thought I would take you outside. I've had, I think, 10 asparagus crowns delivered, which are in this little paper bag here, and I've also had lots of things. This is probably the biggest garden haul I've ever done because it's actually come on a pallet. Insane, but I'm out in the garden basically. I'm going to soak my asparagus crowns before I put them in. But look at these guys. So I've got 3 asparagus plants that are doing really well. Like, look at the size of these crowns. Now these ones will need to mature, but these ones are apparently already mature, so I'm going to get them in because this bed is just a bit empty, but I think I can whack a load more in. One of the other things I purchased was these to go around the base of my strawberry plants, because we have a fragola growing and thriving, but this straw is a nightmare. It is just going everywhere, it blows away, it's just messy. So I looked for strawberry plant protection and I found these. Now there's loads in here and they've got loads of different sizes, but I thought that that would be a nice little alternative to this mess, because you know what I'm like, I love the aesthetics and this is not the one. Good morning everyone. I ended up just having a bit of a chilled evening. I cooked dinner. We had butternut squash and goat's cheese pasta for dinner, so I cooked dinner for us, and then I've got up this morning and I have had a very, very enjoyable PT session, which obviously via Zoom, and feeling very good, although PT sessions are back as of next week. Oh, so exciting. Let me know, are you guys like planning on going back to normal a little bit? Like, are Are you gonna just embrace the normality, or are you scared? Let me know in the comments. I'm at that point where I'm just like, I'm just wanting to get back to normal. Yesterday was a really, really lovely sunny day. Today is not a very sunny day, so that's not good. It's very miserable, it's raining, and that is why I'm back in autumn winter wear, which this is a new cardigan that I received from Loop Cashmere, and this is quite possibly the most beautiful cardigan I think I've ever owned. It's this really beautiful like blush colour. I'll link it down below, but it is very soft. It's very long as well, which I really like. Perfect for like layering over things and dresses and things like that. Obviously, I've got a cinch going on. We've always got a cinch. So yesterday was a really good day for me. You might not know this, but after, well, where do I start? For the past 2 months, I have been investing in myself. I've not really been updating you on everything, but I think that it's kind of visible what has been going on with me. But I have, where do I begin? Well, I think this past year it officially broke me. Like, it broke me as a person. And like in the beginning I was like, I'm thriving, this is amazing, I'm doing so well, this is all I've ever dreamed of. And then I don't know how that happened, and I don't know why. Perhaps because, you know, we were at home too much, I was able to think too much. And I also think that with our job, one thing I didn't realise was it had such insane highs. You know, like you go on these amazing trips like to Bora Bora with Nars and things like that, and I was always like, oh, I felt really guilty going on those trips. But actually, those insane highs are there usually to counteract the insane lows that can come with this industry. And I think that a lot of people like to paint this picture like it's all hunky-dory in this job, and it's just not. It's not. A lot of us that started as long ago as I did, if not longer, will say that, you know, it started off very innocently. We were all very friendly. Like, it was a very, very friendly space, and the people that consumed the content were the people that wanted to consume the content. Now, there's a lot of people that consume content that they don't actually like. They don't like the people of. It's weird. It's like this weird, and I hate to use the O word, but obsession with wanting to feel something. And it doesn't matter what that feeling is, whether it's negative or positive, it's just needing to feel something. So you watch something, I mean, I've been there, where you watch someone's content that makes you feel negative, but it's just almost like you just kind of want to feel something, you want to know, and anyway, it's toxic. So when you strip back this industry and there's no insane highs anymore, and those real sort of pinch me moments, I mean, there still was those. Like, obviously during the pandemic, I did my first ever edit, which then led to my collections. And I say collections because obviously we have a second collection coming because the first is so successful. But in the same breath, like, it was just this weird space where I just focused so much on all of the bad things that were happening to me. And that broke me as a human. You know, I lost loved ones during the pandemic. I had really serious issues in personal and private life that nobody would have known about, and some you may have known about. I had legal issues, I had data issues, I had so many things happen, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't cope with this anymore. And I literally hit rock bottom. I had this innate fear of cancel culture. Like, I can't even express to you what this fear was like. It consumed me. And I got to this point where I was fearful of everything. I was scared to leave my house. I was scared to be with my friends. I was scared to speak about anything. I was scared to comment on anything. I was scared to do my job. I was scared to do anything wrong. And that's not a good place for anyone to live. But the really, really amazing thing is that you have to hit rock bottom, because at that point, the only way is up. The only way you can move from rock bottom is up. But I chose to really invest in the up, and I was introduced to a lady, and I'm hoping that one day I'm going to be able to introduce you to her as well on my channel and talk through a lot of what I went through and how I'm here today. But my mindset now, I've spent the last, I think it's about a month I'm there now, with no anxiety. My headaches have gradually decreased and decreased and decreased. And I am living in this space where life is just really, really calm and really wonderful. And nothing has changed on the outside. I'm still, you know, I still receive the equal amount of unkindness. I still receive the equal amount of stress and things like that. But the way that I deal with them and the way that I deal with those people that inflict those things is very, very different. I used to have this mindset of where I was very much focused on, why is this happening to me? Why do people feel this way about me? And it's taken a lot of work, but a full commitment to the work. But I am now at a place where none of that sits with me anymore. And that was something I used to really like hold inside of me. When people treated me badly, I was like, why? Why are they doing this to me? And now, honestly, I haven't read anything in terms of comments, and not because I'm not allowed to, and not because I don't want to, it's because I don't think to. I'll go on there, I'll probably answer a few comments here and there, but I'm not tied to it in the way that I used to be. However, I digress. Yesterday was a really, really momentous day for me because I essentially graduated from what I'd been doing, and whereas I was having weekly sessions, I am now not having weekly sessions. I've got one booked in for 2 weeks, but that's sort of like playing it by ear. I'm a completely different human to be around. Like, I feel it when I'm with people. I'm not scared, I'm not anxious having a conversation with someone anymore. I am calm, and even in just being more calm, I'm nicer to be around because I can actually, there's space in my brain to be nice and really listen to people and engage with them. And honestly, my life has just gone from strength to strength in this, and everything that has happened this year, I'm so grateful. Like, I can't even tell you how grateful I am for the last few months, because not just have I been floundering, trying to exist online when I was not equipped to, but I wasn't equipped to deal with any other stressful situation outside of my work, and now I am. And if I had not had this last year, if I hadn't encountered the situations, the people, the issues, I would never ever have found myself in the place that I am now. And now nothing can faze me, and it is such a wonderful place to live. I cannot express to you. And just from doing my last video, you know, I spoke really from the heart. I spoke honestly, candidly, vulnerably, which is something that I really love to do on my channel. And I've been scared to do that for such a long time. And even now, I would have been scared to let you know what I've been doing in case it was weaponized against me and used against me. I don't care. Now I don't care, because I know that me talking about this, me letting people know that you can live and have the equipment and have the tools to function and be online and it not mess with you mentally, that's a huge message to be sending out. And I'm hoping, obviously, soon to do a video about all of this, but I put it up on my stories at how, like, you know, 2 months ago, my friends were buying me books that the title of them was Reasons to Stay Alive, because I'd lost the will to live. A real low point for me was my husband having to beg me to eat because I didn't want to live anymore. And now I'm flip reversed back to the person, the strong person that started on this channel, you know, 6 years ago. I'm back to that person, and I feel it within my chest, and it really is tangible, but not something that I can put into words. And so yesterday was a very, very big day for me, a very, very big day. And we actually went back to the very beginning. I filled out this form and I told this lady everything that I felt about myself, lots of thoughts that I had around me as a person and what I deserve and do not deserve. And we read them, and I can't believe I ever thought like that. I can't believe I ever thought like that. In fact, it was all in a video. I put it all in a video as well. So I let you all know the terrible thoughts that I had about myself, and I let people online that unfortunately and sadly use those vulnerable and sad moments that people share against them. And I literally just like equipped people with how to bring me down. And now I've equipped myself in how to never ever experience that again. Even recently I had a video where, you know, people watched 5 minutes of what I was doing and came up with their own assumptions around me and Porter. And usually that would render me incapacitated. I got up, I carried on with everything that I was normally doing. There was no anxiety, there was no fear, there was no worry, because I know that my dog lives the best life he could ever possibly live. He's so lucky to have me as a mum and Ali as a dad, and that's all that matters to me. I didn't need to muddy myself with what was going on. It's just, it's there, and it's the culture of online at the moment. We're looking for someone to say or do or not live up to the expectations that we have, and I'm just not playing ball anymore. And it's really, really such a lovely place to be. And so I wanted to let you guys know, because, you know, it's a big moment for me, a big moment. And I'm just excited for everything that's gonna come from that. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on me. But today I've got a lot of office work to do today. So first and foremost, I'm gonna head down there and just kind of crack on with some bits and pieces. But Bolly and Porter are down there playing / Porter having sex with Bolly, because Porter likes to have sex with everyone, and it's just that way inclined, isn't he? So I'm gonna crack on with some work for the day. It's miserable. I'm cozy and warm in this wonderful cardigan, which I'm actually gonna show you now. If I was gonna go out today, which I probably should, I do actually need to go and pick up my dining chairs for the greenhouse still, but I just think this is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Such a beautiful color and an easy outfit to pop on over leggings and a roll neck. They have finally arrived. Oh my goodness. I have been waiting by the door for these to arrive. This was a little something that we dreamed up together, and they are finally here. These are our bespoke puppy gates, because we wanted them to fit within our home and to keep this one from tearing everything up, because we are actually planning, like I said, to let him now have the run of the hallway and not any of the carpeted areas. So we're gonna see how that goes, but all of this stuff is gonna need to be moved, because he will destroy it. Ali, you gonna help me open them? Come and do the big reveal. Oh, hello there. Have you showered yet?
No, I've still got to go to the gym.
You haven't even been to the gym yet?
No, I've been working.
It's 20 to 12. We've also had the oven cleaners here today.
Have you seen it?
No. Oh wow, that looks new. How did they do that? You are getting a new puppy gate, you naughty little carpet destroyer. Oh wow. So I was going to get our house name put in, but I thought that this was probably a better idea. Wow, oh my gosh, they look so nice. Are they easy to fit together, do you think?
I think just push it in.
Wow. They look so good. And they're reinforced both sides. So these ones were only reinforced on one side, but these are on both sides. Oh my gosh. Maybe we should have had Porter's name put on there. Porter's house. We're going to be stepping over these so much easier. This is the perks of having a sausage dog. Like, we basically sent the dimensions and the height that we wanted. That's so easy as well. Oh, can we talk about how amazing that looks? How nice is that? Oh, so much easier to step over as well. Porty, you've got a new gate. Very, very happy. And look at the quality. They're all solid oak. Just like everything that the little ladder company does is just beautiful. And this was our little brainchild together, which I'm really, really proud of. I'm gonna get the other one set up. I'll order more of these though, because I think that they're so handy, and it means we don't have to close doors, which means the hallway gets lots of light. I honestly, I'm
How
so...
easy are they to assemble? No tools?
No tools, which is just phenomenal. So we specified what we wanted to have carved into the wood. You can have anything you want. We went for the Millen Gordons because we think that obviously This is probably the best one to have rather than having our house name, because we obviously film inside of our house all of the time. But this looks really lovely. We are over the moon, and it has just changed how this looks so much. The other one's gonna go down there. Have you ever known a dog to follow someone everywhere as much as this little puppy? Ali's currently in the shower because he's been in the garden all day, but look at this. I can go in any direction and he just follows me. My little shadow. Yes, and then you want mummy to chase after you. But somebody has passed his graduation into the hallway and the main living area of the house very well. You've passed. You've passed your graduation. I am so incredibly proud of you so far. You have not chewed anything, and he knows, because he has never been downstairs, he knows to just stop at the top of the stairs and wait. He's got a little bed under the stairs, which he enjoys very much. This one likes to wait by the puppy gates to see if we'll move them for her, but we don't. And so often she'll just jump over, but sometimes she just likes to look like the hard done by cat. Because she's like, why do we have all these gates, Mum? Why? It's because we have a little sausage who is a weapon of mass destruction. However, I do have to mention, I noticed that people pointed out a punctuation issue with the gates. This is not a punctuation issue. This is a celebration of dyslexia and how proud I am of that. This is a celebration of me doing so damn well at life despite being dyslexic. And I love that. I love that people can package something like this up as a mistake, whereas I package this up as a celebration. Like, I cannot deal with how wonderful this is and how it's an accurate depiction of me as a person. I love it. I absolutely, in fact, I love it even more now that it says that. It's perfect.
You're in your little bed. You love your little bed under the stairs. That way you can keep an eye on the door at all times.
We are currently defrosting some of Porter's meals. These are the butternut box meals. I was receiving these as like PR products, but now we are fully fledged customers because a certain someone loves them. And we've also had huge deliveries today of flowers. Oh my goodness, we've had some flowers from Graf, which is a fragrance brand, and I actually fed in the rosemary from my pamplemousse flowers into this one to just give it a bit of a refresh and a little bit of a more herbaceous feel. And then I've also received some of these unreal blooms from Number 5 Blooms. They don't even look real. It is unbelievable. And these, I believe, are their letterbox peonies. So I am going to get myself into these boxes. I feel like I spend half of my vlogs arranging flowers and receiving flowers. And I feel like that is a real perk that I do not take for granted in my job, because flowers make me very, very happy. This one isn't quite so happy with us at the moment because she's been given the food that she doesn't like. And I don't know whether you've ever received advice like this, but people often say that if your pet doesn't like the food that you've given them, you just stick with it, and when they're hungry, they will eat. That lady, absolutely not. She will starve herself and lose weight and go on hunger strike until you give her the food that she wants. She's now no longer on her like medicated because she just one day was like, I'm not into it anymore, so guys, buy me some of the rubbish that I liked before, and that's all she'll eat. So that's that. Anyway, I've got 2 vases. I've got another one of these, which I'm just obsessed with. I love these vases so much. I think I need to get a few more because I just think that they make, especially like big, voluminous blooms, they make them look a little bit more rustic, which I like. But I don't have another one, so I got this little one, which is kind of like a jar, which I quite like as well. So I'm going to get my hydrangeas out first and decide which vase they're going to go in. Bring them back to life. They're a little bit delicate at the moment. And then onto the peonies. I have to say I am very impressed with this beautiful botanical branding. I love it. And get that jar. Presentation though, 10 out of 10.